Welcome to the Knitting Depot. In today's tutorial, we are going to learn another eyelet stitch. So this is a staggered eyelet stitch, and you can see that the little eyelets don't form a row. So in our previous video, we learned how to do the eyelet stitch, and all of our eyelets formed a column with a column of knitting in between. This is a little bit different. This shows you that the eyelets are staggered. And it's very simple. It looks a little complicated, but it's a simple 8-row repeat. So let's get started. For today's example, I'm using a size 8 16-inch circular needle. You can knit these flat or in the round, so you could use straight needles if you wanted. I'm using a number 4 worsted weight yarn. This is Caron Simply Soft. You can knit this in any yarn that you want. Eyelets are a beginning lace pattern, so you would, depending on what project you're using it for, you want to be careful. If you knit this in a chunkier yarn, it'll be a very stiff, firm fabric. If you knit it in a yarn that has a little bit more drape, it's going to be very beautiful, delicate, and lacy. Again, it's going to depend on what garment or what you're doing with it. So let's get started. This pattern is knit in a multiple of 4 plus 3. So in this example, I knit 16 stitches, which is a multiple of 4, plus 3, so 16, 17, 18, 19. So I cast on 19 stitches. And for our first row, we are just simply going to knit all stitches. And just knit all the way across. And this is setting up for our eyelet row. We'll turn our work. This would be the wrong side of the fabric, and we are going to purl row 2. And we're almost to the end, so we will turn our work, and we are going to begin our first eyelet row. And we are going to knit the first 2 stitches. And then we're going to have a repeat. So we're going to knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2. So knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2. And then simply repeat that until the last stitch. So knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2. That's the end of our repeat. Then we will just knit the last stitch. We'll turn our work, and then we are going to purl row 4 and purl all the stitches. And you'll see your yarn over stitch is a little bit loose. Still purl that. Just try to keep even tension. It may feel a little bit awkward until you get used to it. Just going to bring my camera out just a little more for you. There we go. And we will turn our work. And we will knit row 5, all your stitches all the way across. And you just want to be careful when you're knitting here near the eyelet. You have the eyelet, and then you have your stitch. There's a little bar here. You want to make sure you're going into the stitch and not the eyelet. So don't go in here, go in here right next to the needle. And then we will turn our work. This is the wrong side of our work. And for row 6, we will purl all the way across. This is a great stitch to use. You can use this for cuffs for fingerless gloves. You could use it for hats. You could use it for scarves or cowls. It can be used in garment construction. This would be great for a pattern in a cardigan or a sweater or a vest. Can be used in shawls. I know there's a lot of church groups that do knitting shawls. This would be a great stitch to add to one of the prayer shawls. Okay, row 6 is complete. We'll turn our work. And row 7 will be our next eyelet row. This one's going to be a little bit different than row 3, our eyelet row. So for row 7, our eyelet row, we're going to start with our repeat, which is going to be knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2. And we're going to do that until there's 3 stitches remaining on our needle. So we're going to knit 2 together. Yarn over, knit 2. 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 We have 3 remaining stitches, so that's the end of our repeat. For our last 3 stitches, we are going to knit 2 together. Yarn over, and knit the remaining stitch. Turn your work. And row 8, the final row of our pattern, is going to be to purl every stitch. And again, make sure you're getting into that single stitch. Especially on your knit 2 together, you want to make sure you're in the actual stitch, not knitting below one of your stitches that you knitted together in the previous row. And we're coming to our last couple of stitches on our purl row. And then we can turn our work. And you would simply just repeat these 8 rows, and you'll have your little eyelets in a staggered pattern, which gives a very pretty pattern to your fabric. Depending on what yarn you're knitting these garments out of, they may need to be blocked. As you can see, it kind of likes to curl a little bit. And I'll have a video coming up about how to block your garments. When I do, I'm going to do a couple of patterns with this specific stitch, and I'll show you how to block your work in acrylic and if you were using animal fibers. Thanks so much for knitting with me today. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to hit that little bell to get notified of our upcoming videos. We have lots of exciting things planned, and I hope to see you soon. Happy knitting!